It's after midnight. Do you know where your investments are? My name is Michael Wheelwright, and I want to talk to you today a little bit about the purpose of values-aligned, values-based investing. I work as managing director for a registered investment advisor called Holistic Finance, and our mission is to help people align money with what they truly value. Sounds like a pretty basic thing, but in the financial services industry, this kind of deep alignment work is actually quite rare. And you would think when people are making investment decisions that they would be given choices that relate to their ethical values. I'm going to introduce you to one of the fun tools that I get to use as an advisor that dives deep into the investment options that are out there and really analyzes them for the values-based impacts they're making on the world. So just as a thought experiment, imagine you go into a new employer and they say, sign me up for the 401k, and they say, look, everyone chooses from these various mutual funds and it's all good. Imagine a different scenario where they said, hey, you're now getting into investing. This is going to make you a part equity owner of thousands of companies, many of which are involved in weapons manufacturing, in fossil fuels, in predatory pharmaceutical or loan companies, deforestation, single-use plastics, public health issues, air and water pollution, strip mines and strip malls. Do you want to do this? I think most people would take a second thought, at least on one of those things I mentioned, and say, well, gosh, are there options to not take part in things that I normally wouldn't support? And you know what? There are options. And one of the cool tools I'm going to show you today is something called Your Stake. It's a tool that firms use to compare and analyze for impact investing. Now, just how popular are these mutual funds and ETFs? According to a Google search, almost $35 trillion are invested in these types of funds, which puts us in just about anything and everything that's available on the stock market. So if mutual funds and ETFs are as popular as they are, it means we're not having a deeper conversation about values alignment. So I wanted to show you this tool. There's a company called Your Stake that we use to help us dive deep into these funds and see the way that they impact the world. So many investors might be aware of the S&P 500. That's an index that is tracking the top 500 companies in America. I also grabbed what's called Environmental Social Governance, that's ESG. So this is a popular BlackRock fund that's ESG for the S&P 500. So they're already trying to lean a little more towards values alignment, and this is one of the best consumer options available to do it easily through an ETF. Well, what happens if we actually go in and screen for specific companies and find the ones that we feel aligned with or don't feel aligned with? How big of a difference can it make? Just want to show you for just a moment some of the fun ethical metrics we've been able to track and really reduce the harm significantly. Here are, health and safety violations, air and water pollution, all are drastically reduced on a values screened portfolio. There's no fast food exposure. There's no Roundup companies. There's a little bit of weapons exposure. There's a company called Brookfield Renewable Energy Partners that is a big clean energy leader that's also a little bit tied to the nuclear industry. There is no guns and ammo exposure, no gambling or alcohol, no opiate pills getting produced, no GMO companies, clean energy companies, no deforestation, which, it could be very important to you. Far less fossil fuel exposure, strong climate supporting companies, no single-use plastics being produced directly, much less animal exploitation, no factory farms, CEOs are getting paid a lot more reasonably, there's no prison industry exposure or migrant detention. No predatory lending companies, payday loans or credit cards, putting people in debt. There's less air pollution in poor communities. Indigenous people's rights violations can be screened out for. More affordable housing is getting produced. So this is just the kind of thing that you can get from an advisor who is passionate about helping clients really align with their values. So just a little snippet today to try to explain more about what's on the forefront of financial planning options. Again, I'm Michael Wheelwright from Holistic Finance, where money meets meaning. I am our managing director and co-founder. Thank you so much for listening to this presentation. Again, this doesn't constitute personalized investment advice. There's more disclaimers and sources listed at the end of the video. Thank you so much.